So Danny, you've named your team for tomorrow's game away to Ulster. Talk us through some of your selection choices there. Looking at the back three, you've got Nico Matualu, Ratu Tungive and Glenn Bryce.
Yeah, I think obviously we've seen a bit of Nico and Ratu, and I thought Nico in particular played really well last week. Ratu's played well for us over the last few games. So they get an opportunity. Glenn, it will be his first opportunity for a long time. He's trained well recently, so it'd be great for me to get my first chance to have a look at him. Obviously Hugh Jones is not available to us, along with a lot of other players who are currently held back with Scotland.
You mentioned kind of the guys being held back from Scotland there. At 9, Jamie Dobie gets his third start for us, and then obviously Pete Horne's named at 10. What are you looking for those guys to do?
Yeah, again, it would be a great learning curve for Jamie. Jamie, in the first half against the Ospreys, I thought for a 19-year-old, getting exposed to that level of rugby was outstanding. His game management, game control, his running game, everything, kicking game. He dropped off a little bit second half, which we would expect a guy who hasn't played rugby for 8 months, a young lad like that as well. But another experience to add to it this week would be brilliant for him. Long term, we're going to see huge developments in a quality young rugby player.
And then in the forwards, Enrique Pirotto gets his first start for us, and then Kieran McDonald also comes back into the squad as well.
Yeah, Kieran's been out with with the COVID situation, so he's been completely off rugby for a while. So again, Kieran's first game for a long time. Played a little bit off the bench in the Edinburgh game, so it'd be great for him to get on a pitch and get that under his belt. For me to have my first real look at how he is as a second row in this environment. And Enrique, the same, has had a few appearances off the bench. Was okay on the weekend when he came on, so it'd be good for us to see him get a start this weekend and see where he's at.
And then on the bench, we've got 6-2 split forwards and backs. 2 locks this time on the bench. Lewis Bean, who's on loan from us from Northampton Saints, and Hamish Bain as well.
Yeah, so Ryan was declared fit at the end of the week. Obviously, we had to wait a long time with Ryan with his elbow just to make sure that he was right to play. He is, so that's good news. We believe there's a little bit of needs must in terms of the situation we are in, but also we believe that 6 forwards will be the right decision to go to Ulster. We're going to play a very powerful pack of forwards, a very strong carrying game, and with 1 or 2 players there with their first taste of rugby for 8 months, they're probably going to tire, and we need to bolster up front, which is what we've attempted to do for this game.
And then finally on Ulster, what are you expecting from them? They've named a pretty strong team.
They're in a great place, aren't they? They haven't lost many to Ireland, so they've got a very strong team to pick from, as we've seen. And on top of that, they're obviously well coached. They've developed over the last couple of years to be a really good side, a final side from the Pro 14 final last year. So it's going to be a big challenge away from home. But the key for me, the key message that we need to get out is that we will learn a lot about these young players. We will develop these different combinations, and in the long term, we're going to see huge gains from these boys playing.
Great.